morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV and viewers of One News PH here on channels 8 and 250. Maraming salamat po sa patuloy ninyong pagtangkilik ng programa and pagpasensyahan nyo na kung Inglesero ako because Agenda was formulated as an English program. However, the reality of Philippine media and audiences is we will have to do Taglish. In any case, as I always say, it's December 7, 2021. It's a Tuesday. Welcome to the program. And once again, I do hope and I pray to our God, Father, Heavenly King, that we are all doing all right. And kamusta po? Special hello to my brother Ricky, who is currently recovering from a 12-hour surgery dahil yung kanya pong bituka ay nagkabutas-butas. So kayo po, please be careful of your body, be careful of your health, because while everybody's freaked out, panicking, and defending themselves from COVID-19, there are many of us who are suffering from other ailments like cancer. My sister Marisa is now battling cancer, breast cancer. Ito po ang reality, the challenge for many women out there. And we do hope that our viewers, when you pray, even if you don't know those people who are suffering, who have internal problems or people who have cancer, please include them. You know, it's like a few seconds of prayer that you add to your daily prayer will make a difference when all of us are praying for the better health, well-being of Filipinos, our friends, etc. And so, yan po. Kasi yan po ang topic natin today, partly because I had a guest who recently visited. He's a retired official of the Philippine National Police, retired from government service many years ago. And he was quietly living out his retirement with his beloved wife when out of nowhere they discovered that his wife had cancer. And hindi ko lang masabi kung ano pong klaseng cancer, but he suddenly discovered that he was fighting two battles. He was fighting the battle against cancer with his wife, and he was fighting the shock surprises of what was involved in terms of hospitalization, chemotherapy, and above all, the charges of hospitals and doctors. Sabi nga nung aking kaibigan, kaibigan, nakakatandang kaibigan, na bigla ako. Kumatok lang yung doktor para tingnan yung chart ng misis ko, 10,000 na kagad. And but that's not the first time we've heard stories like this. We have heard countless stories about professional fees being charged by consultant for doing nothing more than a 1-minute glance in a room. Now, we don't take that away from them. We don't take away the fact that they invested in their expertise, in their knowledge. They went to school, they paid for their education, etc., etc. But in a country where we are not rich people, sometimes people look at that as taking advantage or unreasonable charges. So we will tackle that with the Association of Private Hospitals and the Philippine Medical Association later today. Okay, in the meantime, let's go to our daily starter. December 7, our daily starter. And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, why are you anxious about the rest? From the book of Luke, chapter 12, verses 25-26, yun po ang sinabi, that's what Jesus Christ said. Sino sa inyo sa pag-aalala, sa worry ay maidadagdag kahit na madadagdagan ng 1 oras ang buhay nyo? At kung hindi nyo na magagawa yan, huwag nyo lang pag-abalahan, pag-aalala yung mga bagay-bagay na wala kayong control. Okay? And we are sharing this because it's Tuesday and there are many people who spend so much time worrying. And I don't deny the fact that, when we have problems, baka sabihin nyo, ikaw kaya magka-problem ng katulad ko, napapakainin ko yung 3 anak na wala akong trabaho, etc. That's not the point. The point I believe that Jesus Christ was making was you have other options. Imbis na mabahala, and mag-alala, it is better to just get on your knees and pray, or get up on your feet, walk, knock at every door, ask, find solutions, find help, because marami pa rin pong Pilipinong tutulong sa inyo. But worrying is not going to help. Having sleepless night is not going to help. At the end of the day, let's begin the day and end the day by saying, Our Father, God, thy will be done. Okay, so yan po ang ating daily starter. Let's now go to our front page of the Philippine Star. And the headline, ito po, business groups to politicians, stop false information, fake news, and hate speech. Okay, nanawagan po napakaraming mga business organizations and NGOs. Hindi ito po yung mga 4-5 lang. Pag binasa ko po kasi lahat ito, baka abul. Sige, basahin na natin. The Bankers Association of the Philippines, Cebu Business Council, Chamber of Thrift Banks, Energy Lawyers Association of the Philippines, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Industry Inc., Filipina CEO Circle, Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, Integrity Initiative, Investment House Association of the Philippines, Judicial Reform Initiative, Management Association of the Philippines, Makati Business Club, Mindanao Business Club, Philippine Business for Education, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Philippine Life Assurance Association, Philippine Retailers Association, and Subdivision and Housing Developers Association all came into agreement and issued a statement asking the candidates, politicians, and also to ask their supporters, tigilan po natin ang pagsisinungaling, paninira, at pagkakalat ng hindi totoo, okay? And that is a commendable call of the business groups. I am just wondering, where are our religious leaders? Marami na pong nangyayari sa bansa, pero mukhang silent night pa rin ang mga religious, unlike in the past decades where certain individuals of the church stood up and took a position against hate, against disinformation, against abuse, etc. So we commend the business sector for taking a stand and speaking out against this. Now, for the header of the Philippine Star, ito po, naglabasan ito itong weekend. Actually, yesterday, Monday, and I think it was Sunday also, Isko wants to adopt Rodi for Senate slate. Okay? Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, who is aspiring to become president, has stated that he would love to have President Rodrigo Duterte as part of his senatorial lineup. And ayan po, maraming nag-react. Hindi ko na lang dadagdagan yan. Yan po ang balita. Going back to the front page. Okay. Presidential aspirant Manila Mayor Isko Moreno performs a TikTok dance at the City Hall during a visit to Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu yesterday. Because I was not there, I can't say if he really danced or if he gyrated. Pero ito yung mga klaseng kuha na medyo mapapaisip ka kung ano ba to talaga? Sayawan o TikTok? Ano ba yan? Okay. Then you have the call of Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, for government to reconsider its plans or current policies on tighter quarantine rules because according to Concepcion, the Philippines now is so safe because we have the one of the lowest number of daily cases, new cases of COVID-19. I think if I remember the statistics right, we have an average of like 4 a day nationwide, different reports, or 4 point something per million. Okay, 4.1 per million Filipinos compared to other countries that have hundreds per million katulad ng Amerika, the continent or European Union or even Singapore. So Joey Concepcion is still pushing for shorter stays in quarantine facilities for those who are cleared upon testing. Kasi nga naman, ayaw mangyari ni Mr. Concepcion, mag Noche Buena ang ating mga OFWs and returning Filipinos sa loob ng quarantine facility or mga quarantine hotels. Okay. Next up, and bets told, bilang Filipino program, bets told, don't fall for scam to rig results. Every election year, there are criminals, crooks, and scammers who go around telling candidates, we can make sure you win or we can deliver 1 million votes for 10 million pesos, etc., etc. And so, COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez has made a call to political bets. Please do not fall for this scam. Kasi meron pong mga nagsasabi, no harm, no foul. Wala kang talo dito. Kung magbigay ka ng X million pesos, and manalo ka, we delivered. But if you give X million pesos and matalo ka, we will give you a refund. Maghabol ka sa tambol mayor. Okay? Because that has always been the scam. Abutin ka ng siyam-siyam. And you can't go to court. You can't even go to the police that you got scammed because you were participating in a political fraud. Okay? Now, back to the front page. And we have in the we have in that photo students of the Tunasan National High School in Muntinlupa City as they attend face-to-face classes. And below that, you have the tally of cases, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Okay, you have medyo, sige, blaha na. Okay, NCR schools join pilot of limited face-to-face classes. You have 28 new schools joining the pilot test in the NCR for face-to-face. Okay, moving on to other topics at tayo maubusan ng oras. The tally of Philippine cases confirmed nationwide po, no? Hindi po ito Metro Manila lang, 543 out of 110 million, sabi nga ni Joey Concepcion. And then the deaths, unfortunately, is still triple digit, 113. We are now almost at 49,500 dead Filipinos. Medyo masakit na po talaga ito. But let's just hope that this thing really improves or disappears. Okay, going back to the front page. Still no Omicron, but 571 Delta cases found in genome sequencing by the DOH and the Genome Center. Okay, the good news is no Omicron in the Philippines. Now, please be aware, pinapaalala ko lang po sa inyo, wala po niyan sa Pilipinas. Kung may makita man tayo, chances are it is from a returning Filipino or a returning OFW, or if ever some foreign individual coming into the Philippines. Medyo higpit-higpit tayo. So we have somehow, because of the government efforts, minimized the possibility. So just a warning, if ever there is a report, chances are galing po sa labas yan. Huwag kayong basta iinom ng agua de pataranta or go into panic. Okay? That reminder goes for our IATF and government officials as well, because it feels or seems like some people are just waiting for the opportune time and the announcement so they can drive everyone mad and in fear. Okay, let's go back. Okay, that photo, Art Tan, Group President and CEO of AC Industries, Ayala Group, I believe, leads in the distribution of banana loaves baked by Mary Jane Balanon. Okay, that's, baka magtataka kayo, you're wondering, who is Mary Jane Balanon? Is she a celebrity chef, baker, etc.? No, she is a victim of COVID-19 in the sense that she and her husband both got laid off because of the pandemic, the quarantine, etc. They were jobless, and they found a new chance, a second chance to earn a living by getting into baking, and she's one of more than 30 bread bakers assisted by Virlani Foundation. Ayan po, no? Yan yung storya na hashtag Brigadang Ayala Kaakay. Okay? Yang nasa kanan po na yan, ano? That Brigadang Ayala Kaakay helped, okay, that young mother of two to get a new start in life. Kumbaga, no, dati raw siyang sales clerk sa isang tindahan, and now she has set up her own small business baking bread. Pero yun mo, na front page pa siya ng Philippine Star. Okay, meanwhile, Julian Ongpin, the son of former Finance Minister Roberto Ongpin, is no longer a person of interest in the BRI case. Yung nangyari po sa La Union, where the young lady was found dead as a result of hanging, suicide, and I don't really know what was the real determination, but Julian Ongpin is no longer a person of interest, and I just pray that in spite of what's happened, that Ongpin's life would at least improved, and he will manage. Kasi hindi po madali yan. Kahit anong sabihin natin, pag kayo ay naging kabahagi ng ganyang tragedy, masaklap po yan, okay? It affects everybody, not just the family, but even Julian, I'm sure. I don't know the man, but I pray that there will be some healing and recovery for him, as well as for the family of Bree Johnson. Okay, Now, meron pa bang natira? Mukhang naubos ko na yata. Okay. So, that's the front page of the Philippine Star. The time is 8:20. I have to apologize. I've got a running nose. I've got a bad cold. Well, not so bad. It's manageable. But alam nyo na yung problema. Pag sinisipon, ang hirap mag-isip ng maayos. Okay, let's now go to the main part of the program, which is our topic for today, the issue of hospital charges and doctors' professional fees, etc. Liwanagin natin. We hope to achieve a a nice discussion and clarify matters kasi in fairness, marami po talagang dumadaing that PhilHealth does not cover it. Okay, they give coverage, they have packages, but at the end of the day, malaki pa rin yung natitira na babayaran ng pasyente o ng pamilya. With us this morning is the president of the Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines and medical director of San Juan Doctors Hospital, Inc., also the hospital administrator at the Calamba Doctors Hospital, and he earned his master in hospital administration. Meron pala nun, ano? Healthcare administration at Ateneo de Manila University. I didn't know that. Okay, with us is our regular guest, Dr. Jose de Grano. And joining Dr. Jose de Grano is president of the Philippine Medical Association. He earned his BS Medical Technology at the University of Santo Tomas and spent medical school at De La Salle Health Science Institute of Medicine. Dr. Benito Atienza. Doctors, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cito. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. De Grano. Dr. Atienza, pasensya na kayo. I know it's a, sticky, ticklish issue, pero I cannot naman be deaf or blind to the issues of people, especially people who are already emotionally loaded because of a sick relative, a spouse who has cancer, and then tapos hindi pa nila malaman kung saan sila kukuha ng pera. So for purposes of education, how does the system work in terms of billings? Kasi may nagsabi sa akin na sa ibang bansa, bago ka palang mag-check-in, so to speak, meron nang naka-set up na, okay, ito ang sakit mo, this is what you're going to go through, lab test, blah, 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 and these are the expected charges, pati professional fees. Dito daw sa Pilipinas, parang gamutin nyo na ako, parang awaan nyo na. Pagkatapos, pagdating na nagamot ka na nga, pagdating ng mga bills, ay patayin nyo na lang ako, wala ako ibabayad. Dr. De Grano, pasensya ka na, natawa kang naasar kaya tayo.
Well, that's common, Lagi naman usually we see those things, But in the hospital, usually as a part of the private hospital, usually we don't usually meddle with the professional fees of our doctors, But the doctors are guided by the code of ethics of the medical medicine, no? Depende ito sa nature ng kaso, depende ito sa the time na consumed ng doctor during the treatment, yung kanyang professional standing or specialty. And then, of course, what is more important is the financial status of the patient. Lagi pong kinukonsider dapat ng physician pag nagbibigay tayo ng professional fee.
Okay, but Doctor, Dr. Atienza, pwede ka naman pumasok anytime, no? Ang sa akin lang, ganito pasensya na kayo, my background is more of talyer and automotive. Pag ikaw pumasok ka sa talyer, check upin yung kotse mo, tapos bibigyan ka ng bill of service and charges. Sasabihin siya, sir, ito yung mga papalitan, ito yung mga gagawin. So more or less, you know what to expect. Of course, it's never 100%, pero meron ka ng pagbabatayan. And the feedback to me is, there is really no effort either from the PHAPI or the PMA to set a rule or a practice na there must be someone who will sit down with the patient or the patient's family to explain the services and charges side of medicine. Kasi lagi sasabihin ng doktor, Dr. Atienza, hindi po ba meron kayong practice na, iupo muna kita, Sito, okay, ikaw kasi, Sito, kung nanigarilyo ka noon, nag-inom ka, ganito, ganyan, so ito yung sakit mo, ito yung mga gagawin ko. Correct?
Yes, actually, I will read to you the Code of Ethics of the Medical Profession. This is on Article
14.
This is an Article 6, 7.5, the professional compensation. The professional compensation should be responsible, shall be guided by the patient's capacity to pay, the standard fees in the community, and such factors as physician's expertise, the difficulty of the case, the patient's comorbid conditions, the physicians not give nor receive any referral fees, rebates, engage in splitting fee, charge exorbitant fees, and must not engage in ghost patient practice of the profession. Meaning, as me, as a pediatrician, before I vaccinate, I tell to my patients how much the vaccine and that, and even admitted sa ano pa lang tinatanong na namin 'yan, sa clinic and even admission, kaya ba ninyo mag-ano, this is a private hospital, if hindi po niyo kaya, maliit ang resources ninyo, pwede naman kayong i-refer sa government hospital. That is one of the ano, most of the doctors do that. And we are the one who initiate the transfer of this patient to other hospital. But in case of emergency, ititreat namin siya sa emergency room and saka namin ita-transfer sa other hospitals. In case of the specialists like the ONCO, they have this standards. It's very unfair naman, as you said, pumirma lang isang minuto, sumingil ng 10,000. Siguro naman hindi ganun yung ano. Kasi since the case you mentioned is a case of a cancer patient, marami na silang patient-doctor relationship before na-admit yan, and napag-usapan na nila siguro yung presyo or the gamot. And they have the subspecialty kasi ang cancer. And we have ano na ngayon in the PhilHealth that we will provide hospitals mag-provide na ng mga fees, even in ano po sa clinic, tinatanong naman yan sa pasyente. If we don't have the pera, it's very unfair to generalize the whole members of the Philippine Medical Association. As this moment of vaccination, we are the one who suggested the vaccination days. And we doctors went to the vaccination sites without single centavo coming from the government. Pro bono
Okay.
po.
Dr. Atienza, magkaliwanagan lang po tayo, no? There is no generalization or a general accusation of the practitioners. However, I think you cannot deny the fact that we do not have a system, a predictable system in place na yung mga pasyente natin pag pumasok, katulad sa hospital, sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung doktor magagaling. I have no questions about that. Magagaling ang mga doktor natin. They will give you a run through of your medical condition, the consequences, the intricacies, etc. But never in my 65 years of life have I gone into a hospital and actually may umupo sa harap ko na tiga-billing section or administration na nagsabi, Sito, ito yung mga gagawin sa yung procedure, ito yung cost niyan, ito yung mga medicine mo, ito, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. True enough, Dr. Atienza, no, yung sinabi mo nga na normally, doctors will say, boss, baka low budget kayo, re-refer namin kayo sa public hospital. And this is not really just in private hospital, Dr. De Grano, no? I want to be clear about this. What I'm trying to give voice to is the puzzlement. Yung alam mo yung may cancer asawa mo and may taning yung buhay,
Yes.
pagkatapos biglang labas-pasok, labas hindi mo kilala yung doktor na pumasok, hindi mo alam kung ba't siya pumasok, biglang nasa listahan na siya. Dr. Atienza, I hope you understand that, no? Yun yung issues. And mind you, liliwanagin ko lang po doon sa mga doktor ng kapatid ko si Marisa na hindi kayo ang pinatutunguhan ko dito. Kasi marami akong mga mga reader, viewer na lumalapit sa akin at dumadaing.
Ala,
Kasi
ala,
baka mamaya biglang awayin yung kapatid ko eh.
alam mo,
Actually, hindi
Sito,
naman
yeah.
siguro sunod sa main doctor kasi in the hospital kasi if cancer patient, kung minsan nagkakaproblema yan, even other specialty. Siguro, this is not in the main, ang reason is other doctors. Baka hindi nakita ng pasyente, hindi siguro na-explain ng mga nurses o ng ospital na ni-refer siya sa iba. Kaya siguro nagtaka yung gano'n. Kasi even kasi kung main doctor siya, yung main doctor-patient relationship yan kasi cancer patient. Before he or she will be admitted, na-explain na yan. Siguro ang nangyari, na-refer sa ibang doctor na hindi niya kilala. I
Mm.
think that was the
Okay.
reason. Kasi
Dr.
kung
De
yung
Grano?
mismo doctor yon, magkakilala na yun eh.
Okay.
That,
Dr. De Grano, you wanted to
yeah,
say?
yes, that may change a lot, in the coming years, siguro, because just recently, yung Department of Health issued the Administrative Order 0008. Nagmamandate ito ng guidelines ng price information of all
Mhm.
health services and goods in health facilities. And this was complemented by department circular, yung bagong department circular, na i-upload ng mga hospital facilities sa Department of Health ang lahat nilang prices at cost
Mhm.
ng lahat ng procedures, even the professional fees. Usually naman ang professional fees will be arranged from the minimum to maximum. And that is usually available pag nagpa-admit ang patient, and then they will be able to look at the a pamphlet or a website or something like that para ano sa kanila, ibigay sa kanila itong mga prices na ito before they are even admitted, and they will be given now an estimate of how much they'll be spending siguro per day until the day that they will be discharged. Yun, may
Okay.
bago ngayon.
Kasi like Dr. Atienza, no, para lang maliwanagan kayo, no, it is not just oncology. I remember a particular situation which involved me. I was brought into the OR for a angioplasty. So okay, no problem, and nandoon na ako, inooperahan na ako nila Dr. James Ho at saka ni Marlo Mendoza sa Heart Center, and I love the Heart Center. Pero biglang yung tiga-billing pumunta sa asawa ko, who is a foreigner, asking her for, I think, 150,000 pesos. So, nataranta yung misis ko, yung parang, uh, excuse me, my husband is in the operating room and you're demanding 150. Mabait naman daw yung tiga-billing, pero parang sabi niya, what kind of a system do you have in this country of yours? Ganon. So, we were able to figure out, because swerte na lang yung kahera dati ng heart center, tsahin ko, no? Si Tita Baby Manyo. But this, Dr. Atienza, happens regularly and thank you,
Yes,
Dr. De Grano, no, na sinabi mo na meron na palang
Yeah,
ginagawa ang DOH. That
yeah.
is the intention here, ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
so that
Chito,
to
we are
discuss.
coordinating and we have a regular meeting with PhilHealth
Yeah.
DOH. And DOH is one of the nag-accredit para maano po yung ang PhilHealth ng isang
Mhm.
hospital. And that is one of the requirement of DOH. And even in the clinic, we will have meron na tayong list like in the pediatricians, may list po kami ng mga bakuna. Bago magpabakuna, sinasabi na namin or the professional piece in that case po. And we are coordinating with all the members po of the Philippine Medical Association. And the Philippine Medical Association naman, we have the Commission on Ethics that that receives all the the ano po yung complaint sa mga doktor, and we sought
Well,
naman po na
ah,
ano ng mga
siguro
doctors. Ano po,
eh,
yun po
siguro
binibigay namin
Dr.
ano po.
Atienza, let's not talk about Committee on Ethics kasi wala namang unethical conduct dito eh. Kumbaga,
Hindi
we
nga po,
just need
kung
to
may
address the
basta may
system.
reklamo po sila, puwede
Oo.
po nila i-send, and we call
No.
po para ma-explain naman ng doktor, gano'n lang po.
Oo.
It
Eh,
is po, wala
ang sa amin lang naman dito, Dr. Atienza, no, kasi katulad niyan, sinabi mo sa rule book ninyo, capacity to pay. Sa totoo lang, dehado ako diyan. Kasi alam mo, forgive me ladies and gentlemen, as they say nga, sikat ako pero walang pera. Pero pag nagpunta ako sa ospital, biglang ino-automatic akong private room. Teka, pwede naman ako sa shared room Bakit ba nilalagay? Kasi alam, yung bang socialized medicine natin, that people are referring to, sabi, bakit ba? Porque ba ganito ang aming economic category, biglang dito na kami kagad sa PBA. Pwede naman kami sa pang ligang barangay.
Well, yun.
Dr. De
and
Grano. Yeah.
most of the hospitals naman po, kaya po gano'n, 'di ba Doctor Rene,
Yes.
most of the hospitals po ina-update nga po ang bills ng mga ano po, ganito na yung bills
Mm.
niyo, so na yung capacity niyo, sumobra na po yung babayaran niyo para do sa PhilHealth, ina-update po nila. I think ginagawa po ng mga hospital
Yes.
para ma-update po yung mga patients.
Especially
And
po if it is an elective case, po, hindi ito
Aha.
emergency, usually the patient and the physician, the attending physician, nag-agree po muna yan, how much will I be spending? Sasabihin ng doctor, eto, ganito po. Sa room na to, you'll be spending this much. Pero kung gusto niyo doon sa mas magandang room, mas mataas ng konti. Usually ganun kasi medyo socialized din talaga ang private hospitals, If you go
Yeah.
to the private rooms, medyo mas mataas ng konti. Even the supplies, even the procedures done, medyo mas mataas yun ng konti pag nandoon kayo sa private rooms. So usually may agreement before, Ang problem lang minsan ay pag emergency in case, dadating ang pasyente, gawin niyo po lahat, kahit ano po, babayaran namin yung pagdating ng pag na-discharge. Pero pag time po ng discharge, biglang, yan, nawawala na po lahat yung nakausap sa ospital. Pasyente lang ang natitira. Yun,
Abay,
ganun lang yan.
naiyak nga yung resident doctor doon sa NKTI nung sinabihan kong do not resuscitate yung nanay ko naiyak kasi hindi nila natanggap na may ganong mga tao. Sabi ko, excuse me, I respect my mother's wishes that you are not to resuscitate her if it gets to that point. Kasi parang meron daw silang ano ba yun, Hippocratic o Hippocratic ano ba yun? Hippocratic oath na buhay at buhay, hindi pwedeng mamatay. Anyway, matanong ko lang, etong socialized pricing na ito, Dr. Rene,
Yes.
kasi let's talk about angiograms, for instance. That's becoming more common, if not popular in the Philippines. Pero bakit gano'n na iba-iba ang mga prices, pero iisa naman yung procedure? Just for our education, Dr. Rene.
Well, siguro it depends po doon sa center, Katulad, halimbawa, in a center na very complete, let's say, sabihin nila, nandito ang lahat, you don't have to go to other places na ganyan, then most probably, mas mataas ang kanilang doon, ang kina-charge nila, But although it's the same procedure, and then of course, sino ba yung mga doctors na mag-a-attend sa iyo? Again, nandun na naman yun, The specialty, subspecialty, kung ito doctor mo, kasi yung sikat, di ba? Sometimes they charge a lot, but then it doesn't follow always, Yun naman nga po, usually, especially yung ganyan, ng mga procedures na yan, unless it's an emergency, usually sinasabi ka agad, you'll be spending around 300,000 to 500,000 pagka may mga gagawin sa inyo na gano'n, sa angioplasty, etc. And then ina-advise naman sila usually, and before the procedure is done, nakikipag-usap ulit again to the relatives. Okay, we'll have to do this, ganyan. Unless talagang na yan, life and death situation, they don't have to
Okay.
solve. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for a quick break, and when we return, pa-explain ko nga kay Dr. Atienza, ano ba yung mga rating ng mga doktor na yan? kasi medyo parang meron palang ganon, may first class palang doktor. We'll go for a quick break here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and today we are trying to tackle, or at least get a little understanding regarding hospital bills, hospital procedures, and doctors' professional fees, and the magic formula behind them. And with us are Dr. Benito Atienza, President of the Philippine Medical Association, and Dr. Rene de Grano, Head President of the Philippine Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines, Inc. Okay, Dr. Benny ba?
Yes.
Bien. Okay.
I'm here in Batangas like you. You're in Lipa. Dr. Grano is in Lipa. I'm in
Oy,
San Jose.
pariinin
Face
na,
to face
nandito
na lang
tayo.
tayo.
Para dito na tayo magdebate. Mabuti na lang magkakaibigan tayo, kundi nagsisigawan na tayo sa issue na ito. Okay, Dr. Atienza, yung mga sinasabi ninyong dalawa ni Dr. Rene na merong talagang mga may status pala yung mga
Yes.
doktor na yan in terms of specialty, subspecialty, etc. Kasi alam ko doon sa mga ibang industry, may star rating. So, depende sa'yo kung ilang star yung gusto mo. Katulad sa hotel, pwede kang pumili. Sa doktor, pwede ba yun?
Kasi the patient has the right to choose uh, the patient has right to choose the doctor, di ba?
Hmm.
And the doctor, may right din naman siya mag-deny ng patient in case. Sa doctor kasi, we have to go in, di ba, college, 4 years, then we will go on another 4 years of medical school. Then after the medical school, graduate ka ng pero hindi ka pa licensed to practice pag nag-graduate ka sa school. Hindi ka pa pwedeng bigyan ng MD. If pag naka-graduate ka, you will take your internship for 1 year. Then, after internship, you will take your licensure examination. Pag pumasa ka na doon, yung MD. Yung MD mo, medical doctor, yung talaga. And if you have the license na to practice here in the Philippines, yun, you will undergo naman kasi pag pumasa ka ng licensure exam, generalist ang tawag sa'yo, general practitioner, GP. Then
GP.
after that, you will undergo residency training. It depends on residency training. Kung mag-surgery ka 4 to 5 years, then after surgery, dyan ka pipili kung ano nga gusto mo sa anong specialty, ortho, kung gusto mo yun sa heart, yung gano'n. Kung nag-ano ka naman sa heart, ano pa yun, iba-iba pang klase yun. Kaya pataas ng pataas. Kaya ito yung gagawin nga ng PRC natin, yung qualification framework for all the professionals. And ang pinakamahirap na qualification framework is sa doktor kasi yung 8 magkakasab, point something. Hindi unlike do sa pag nakapag-masteral ka na, nasa 7 ka, ang doktor 8 na yan yung gano'n. Tapos yung mga sub-sub pa. Ang dami naming mga sub-specialty. even in surgery, marami kami subspecialty at they undergone training. Iba pa yung
So
catheterization.
tumatakbo ng mga 15 to 20 years bago mo maabot yung category na pare expert yan.
Yan, para magaling ka talaga siguro mga 40 ka na, yung talagang hasang-hasa ka na diyan.
40 years old na bago mag-level up ang isang
Yung
doktor.
sa mga surgeons, yung mga subspecialty, gano'n.
Okay. Now, ang tanong, no, okay, si Dr. Rene kasi administrator par excellence yan, dala-dala ang hospital pinalalakad niyan, kumisa sumasideline pa raw yan eh. Ah, pero,
Bawal yan.
Dr. Rene, paano ba yung system na yan? Katulad yung mga dinadaing sa akin na, Sito, kasi sabi nga ni Dr. Bian, ano, merong principal doctor na kilala ng
Attending.
pasyente.
Yeah.
Biglang may papasok na mga consultants, etc.
Yeah.
Now, what is the DOH or PHAPI rule regarding the introduction? Kasi you cannot take away from patients na parang baka barkada niya yun, sinama lang niya. O kaya baka requirement ng hospital yan para yung iba namang mga doctor sa hospital makinabang or magka-exposure din. What is the standard regarding bringing in consultants or yung kumbaga parang bigla na lang may pumasok sa kwarto, so to speak?
Normally kasi ano yan the attending physician, attending physician siya ang nag-admit ng patient, And then let's say during the treatment they find something na another ailment, sabihin mo okay, kailangan i-refer ko ito sa another specialist like let's say an ENT o specialist. Sabihin they have to talk to the patient. Ma'am, we have found something like this at kailangan naming i-refer kayo sa ENT specialist. And then of course, sasabihin lang, kung papayag po kayo, gano'n, may pupunta po dito na specialist at titingnan po kayo. Also, meron pang another, kung kailangan po kayong i-chest x-ray ulit or i-CT scan, ganito po, ini-explain usually yan ng attending physician, And then the referral system naman ng hospital, usually meron yang pool of doctors or specialists na doon nila ini-refer, ang mga patients na kailangan. But then there is always na kailangang inform ang patient before somebody goes into the picture, Hindi naman basta biglang papasok yan, Sometimes lang meron kasing ibang group, let's say a specialty, meron silang group practice, So, sasabihin mo, i-refer mo sa isang group practice of pulmonologist. Biglang papasok yung isang doctor, papasok si Dr. A. Sige, for first day. Second day, si Dr. B naman. And then, third day, Dr. C. Kasi it's a group practice, Sometimes who is available, yun ang pumupunta. But then, the payment usually is given to the group. Usually,
Ayun. Oh, yun. Hindi yun, hindi yun individual. Matanong ko, Dr. Atienza, and pagpasensya mo na, I have to ask the questions, no? Baka
Okay.
sabihin mo, saan ba namumulot ng tanong itong si Beltran, Kasi, sabi nga nung isa, Sir, bakit ganun? Punta kami dun sa doktor, nung nag-consult kami, ang siningil lang 500 pesos professional fee. Yung iba yata, nakaka 700 pa, no?
Yes.
Pero, nung nandun na kami sa ospital, na-operahan na yung misis ko, pagkatapos biglang, may pumasok lang na bata-batang doktor, tiningnan yung chart pagkatapos pumirmang gano'n, hindi ko alam kung sino siya. Pagdating nung aking billing, kasi may billing yata weekly or every so many days, nakita ko yung pangalan ng doktor, 10,000. Wala namang ginawa kundi tumingin lang at pinulsuhan yung misis ko. How do we explain to our viewers the disparity between a 500 peso consultation fee and a 10,000 peso walk-in? Pasensya na, I have to put it that way, no?
Kasi before kasi, usually kasi nangyayari yan, kumbaga, like me, pediatrician ako. May patient ako for operation, ni-refer ko. Ngayon, naggrabe yung pasyente, nagkaroon ng infection, ni-refer ko sa infectious specialist. And usually, ang sinasabi namin sa pasyente, i-refer natin ang anak mo, nagka-komplikasyon, nagka-infection, we
Oh.
need a specialist, yung gano'n. And once na na-refer namin ng patient, mag-o-order na yung specialist. Kahit tawag yan na order. Siguro, hindi lang ang ano niyan kasi, baka hindi lang nakita yung usually nangyayari, hindi nakikita nung relative, kumbaga bata, or ano, lalo na pag matanda, walang bantay siya. Di ba? Yung pasyente, groggy, hindi nakita ng pasyente. Usually, ganun na nangyayari eh. Pero nag-rounds yung doktor, nagpirma sa chart. Kasi once na
Yeah, but
refer sa
explain,
doktor,
please
umaano na yung
explain.
ano,
Doc,
umaano na yung
please explain yung disparity nga. Bakit nagkita tayo sa clinic mo, 500 siningil mo. Nung nandun na ako sa recovery room, sinisingil mo ako 10,000, isang dalaw mo lang. Parang, how?
Siguro maybe iklaro yun, baka naman hindi isang dalaw lang yun. It depends on the room, it depends on the place, baka nasa ICU,
Ayun.
yun.
Ayun.
Kasi
So,
marami tayong ano, it will depend on the state of the patient in
Hindi,
case
kumbaga yung
siya
sinabi kanina, ni Dr. Rene, bata yan at saka sinabi mo rin, Dr. Atienza, yung capacity to pay. Kumbaga,
Mm.
nilagay ka sa naaayos or appropriate room for your personal economic level or personal taste
Yes.
or comfort. So, based on that, check-in on that room. Kung nagpa-check-in ka sa 2-star o 3-star room, yung mga singilan for services dun sa 2-star, 3-star room ay nag-iiba din. Is that
nag-iiba rin.
correct?
Including the hospital bills,
Oo,
nag-iiba yun.
oo.
At
Yes.
saka yung pinanggalingan na room.
Ang galing mo talaga, Dr. Atienza. Pinasa mo bigla yung sisi kay Dr. De Grano eh.
Ganun talaga. Socialize kasi kayo ng ating usually the private hospitals if you stay at the ward that's usually the basic accommodation pwede pa nga
Pero,
NBB ka
yeah.
PhilHealth ka lang
No
pag
bonus
nandun ka
billing.
sa ward, but if you go up let's say private, then you'll have to pay some more.
Yeah,
Ganun yun.
but Dr. De Grano, pinagtalunan na natin yan before, I think, no? Yung sinabi kong, I don't mind paying more for my room
Yes.
if I want to stay in a suite. That is
Mhm.
my choice and that is the business of the hospital. But shouldn't that be separate from the different charges? Kasi parang ang nangyayari ata dito, Dr. Atienza, Dr. De Grano, pag
Yes.
doon ka sa suite, yung 40,000 na angiogram, biglang nagiging 70,000.
Yes. Unfortunately, that is true. Yeah, it's socialized then. Procedure-wise, supplies-wise, everything. If you go to a higher room, then everything is nagkakaroon ng incremental cost also.
Even yung staffing po, ganun din.
Okay,
Yes.
matanong ko lang sa inyong dalawa, no? Let's just say, naging senador ako, no? Pagkatapos talagang tinaya ko na yung kaluluwa ko para ang magiging system natin, yes, you can charge like hell for the class of room, but all the charges for the hospital and professional fees must all be the same. Kumbaga, no, everything equal. What will be the impact or consequences first on hospitals, Dr. De Grano?
I think walang problem for us yan as long as sabihin ng government, eto babayaran namin kayo, and as long as the government pays us, di ba? Ay problem
Talaga,
kasi ang
talaga may
problema
hugot
ngayon
ka rin dyan. PhilHealth.
hindi tayo binabayaran di ba? So yun ang
Totoo.
nagiging problem natin. Actually kung pinabayaran ng PhilHealth ang lahat, wala tayong masyado magiging problem diyan.
Okay. How about you, Dr. Atienza? What would be the impact on doctors if we legislated or I don't know if you can legislate, parang imposible yung price
It's
control
true.
na yan sa medicine, no? Pero kumbaga regulated the charges that doctors can charge their patients.
Actually po, yung sa professional fee, nakaano rin po kami sa like in PhilHealth. Kung babayaran ng regulated kasi, yung sa PhilHealth,
Hmm.
may automatic na baseline na professional fee kami kasi case rate. Eh kung hindi po babayaran yung doktor, ang ospital wala po kami makukuha. Gano'n din po kami, mas malala po sa ano sa doktor kasi we are dependent on ano, mag-a-admit kami ng pasyente. 'Pag hindi po binayaran yung ang PhilHealth part ng ano, wala po kami mare-receive.
Wala din.
So you're saying that at the moment, gentlemen, we could actually have much lower charges. We could have that setup na you only pay premium on the kind of room, but all medical or professional charges are uniform if and only if PhilHealth pays.
Yes, not naman talagang
Not
gano'n, ano.
naman,
But then,
kasi sa ano
meron
sa
yung age na ngayon, 'di ba? Pag nag-start ng universal healthcare, usually ano 'yan, halos walang babayaran, halos walang babayaran. But then, remember that ang target ng universal healthcare are government facilities, no? At itong private facilities, they are still private business even if you say so na this is for humanitarian ano purposes ano that's still private ano we
Mm.
employ people, we pay people, we give services, so ibig sabihin nun they still have to pay for private accommodation ano ang in universal healthcare pinabababa nila ang cost ano. And then yun lang po ang usual na ano diyan, ang explanation natin doon.
Wala ka talagang pakinabang sa akin, Dr. De Grano, kasi ako hindi ako nagpapa-check-in sa private hospital eh. Puro ko government hospital.
Eh, ilalam nyo na kami, pwedeng-pwede ka doon sa mga private hospital. Sito.
Okay. Dr. Atienza, what would you suggest to patients? Kasi naawa rin naman ako. Alam mo, pag dumadaing na sa akin, lumuluha na sa akin, kuyang para kaming na-overwhelmed dito, nabutas ang batya. What do you suggest to patients in this
ano,
circumstance?
in these circumstances, tell to the doctor your real capacity to pay. Kasi tutulungan naman namin kayo bago i-admit. Kasi yung iba kasi, gawin nyo lahat, yung as Dr. De Grano said, sasabihin siya, gawin niyo yung lahat, kaya namin yan. Yung gano'n, nangangako sila. And pagdating na nga doon sa bayaran, kumisan kasi, mahirap sabihin in different cases na kumisan operahan. Tapos hindi unless nakita yung nangyari sa loob o in that kung minsan nagkakakomplikasyon, yun ang mahirap sabihin ng doktor.
Okay.
If
Dr. De
possible sa ano as much as possible kung kaya namin ilipat after giving them the first aid, inililipat namin as much as possible. And this happens during this COVID. Ang problem
Yeah.
natin puno lahat ng ospital. And we know na naman na we sacrifice the lives of mismong sa sarili namin. Mas marami namatay na doktor kaysa nurses.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And that time, 'di ba, mga unang mga doktor yung even naka-PPE na kami at kasi hindi na yung control yung infection, 'di ba? And
Okay.
this time, you can see na isinacrifice ng doktor yung sarili niya.
Okay, well, I'll have to end it at that, gentlemen, kasi baka ako ma-hospital pag nag-overtime ako. Maraming salamat sa uulitin na lang and thank you
Sito.
for helping me at least somehow educate Filipinos and inform Filipinos na meron namang ginagawa ang DOH because of that price and information
Yeah.
circulars sa 008 for hospitals, and then of course yung mga inputs nyo pong dalawa. Thank you very much, doctors. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sito.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's Dr. De Grano and Dr. Atienza, and now let's go to our blessing for the week. And I bless you and wish that and pray that my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus. To our God and Father be glory forever and ever. Amen. From the book of Philippians, chapter 4:19. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Please include me and my family in your prayers. God bless all of you.